Hey everybody, we have some time today on stream. Let's not talk about that, but we have some time, so we decided to try something a little different. We are enjoying Amonkhet Remastered well enough as a format, but all of us were talking about how we'd like to try some best of three. And one of the ways to do that is to draft Amonkhet Remastered offline on mtgadraft.herokuapp.com with 7 humans, or eight humans, 7 other humans. Export those decks into Magic the Gathering Arena and then use the friend challenge system to battle in Arena. And that's what we're going to do here. And we're going to do best of 3. Since Arena is not offering best of 3 for Amonkhet Remastered, we're going to make it happen ourselves. And it's going to be a little weird. This is a little ad hoc. We're just kind of throwing this together here. In fact, I need one more. If you're in chat right now, we've dropped down to 7. So actually that link is still live and you can jump in and be our 8th still, if you want to be an 8th here. I just need drafters at this point. So the 2 people who've committed to playing with me a bit here are Norbert and Skeptical Hat. So gonna get some action in, but all the people who are drafting are gonna share their decks to our Discord. So even those who can't play right now, we're gonna hopefully be able to maybe test drive 1 or 2 of their decks depending on time from here. So as soon as I get an 8th to sign up for just for the draft portion, don't even need to play, we will get it going. But right now we're on 7 of 8, so I need one more person. There we go. Now we got 8, so I'm gonna hop over. Let's take a look. So here we are at mtgadraft.com, and as you saw in the upper right corner, I am sponsored by Card Kingdom. They help keep me on the air, and they can help keep you and everything you need for your tabletop Magic experience. They have singles, supplies, sealed product, the triple S's of Magic retail are all there, and shuffle us. How do you spread out? I don't know. Is there a shuffle? I didn't realize. No. Getting hats asking for something I don't know how to do, but I do know how to go to cardkingdom.com for all of my tabletop Magic needs. So please do it from my affiliate link and let them know you got there from here. It helps keep me on the air and supports a great business, supporting a great game. So keep that in mind. Help me out with that. And now I'm going to do a ready check. Make sure everybody's ready to go here. Mostly ready. Skadoosh. Chimero. Anonymous. I don't know how to shuffle the players. Do we care? Why do we, like, does it matter that much? Where's shuffle players? Oh, here it is. Okay, fine. There you go. Boom, 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 boom. Well, I'm going to hope we're good and go. Let's see. I want to get the big enough to read. Here we go. Let's try this. Sweltering Suns, Control Sweeper. We could. I'm going to reserve it at least as a place to consider starting. 3 damage to everything. Cycle 3, pretty strong. What do we like down lower in the rarity? Cartouche of Strength is strong. Splendid Agony. Consign. Consign, you bounce them for 2, and then make them discard 2 for 5. There's a lot of value in Consign to Oblivion. It's maybe a double in a way that I'm not looking for. Did I not ignore collections? I don't think. I don't think it's only putting stuff we have. Anyway, Red Sweeper, I guess we start there. It's pretty powerful. It's not really the most controlling color, but you can pair it with blue and even Grixis type control. So we'll take it and see. maybe we can get some more damage spells from red and then break control. Break spells matter as suggested. This seems fine in a red-blue spells matter. On-Crop Crasher is exactly the type of aggro that is a non-bow with the sweeper, but still tempted by that. And what else have we got to consider? We could take Cartouche of Strength. You know, if you went red-green with that opener, you could sweep away the weenies and then have a lot of fat with cartouches on them or whatever. But I think On-Crop Crasher is just the best. And I'd rather take it and end up not playing the Sweltering Suns, or just being willing to play it and cycle it if it's not what we need. Because what are we taking if not? Again, that Cartouche, you saw I like the Aven, but I think Crasher is just the best card here. Even though these are almost two different colors in terms of jobs they have in your deck. But I'll keep looking for signs from fellow drafters here to pivot. We can end up playing no red cards if the packs break from here to support that. Am I missing picks up here? Nope. Sometimes I miss, but we're almost there. Yeah, we may have a missing player, which would be unfortunate. I don't know if I want to restart over that, but we'll see here. Maybe this is an attendant. Is there a red-white control? Sweltering Suns and attendants? Refuse to cooperate is not actively good. Well, do you want to restart it? We can find I can actually let me stop the draft. Is there a way to pause the draft? Is stop the draft, pause the draft, or end the draft? No, I want to. Well, how do I kick them? Oh, here we go. All right, we'll at least replace with a bot. Better than random, or at least better to get on with it. Desert is just a good card. Attendant, reasonable, but really sometimes out of place. We just take the Archer. I'm going to just take the Desert. And then look, kind of rewarded. Sifter Worm is a good follow there. Green-red control. I'm in. Let's try it. The bot will just be our resident terrible drafter. Every table has a terrible drafter, right? And if you don't know who it is, it's probably you. Vitalist for the Rampage. Take things like Bitterbow sharpshooters survive the sweltering sun, so I'm interested in 4 toughness. That's one of our magic toughnesses. But I'm going to take Naga Vitalist. It dies to the sweltering, but then it kind of gets us there faster. And I'll take a Thicket. I like mana fixing here. I mean, it's rare, but that's not what it's about. It's just that over all of these possible, with where we're at, I mean, Essence Scatter is strong, Talkrop Elite is strong, but the Sifter Worm was enough of a signal, and same with the Desert, that I'm happy where we're headed here. You're on to me, Queen. I may be making S up. We're going to go Hoodie B. One thing you can do, I like Hooded Brawler because we can exert Hooded Brawler, make it a 5/4, and if it gets a clean attack, we can Swelter and it survives, even though ostensibly at its base it doesn't. This is kind of cool. I've not had it. This is a weird take. I've not really had this kind of deck before. Now I kind of want to grab the River Hoopoe on the potential splash, and we are green, so we should be able to find splash potential. Crocodile of the Crossing, though, is, again, kind of what we want to do. Hate passing a River Hoopoe, but Crocodile of the Crossing with Naga Vitalist, like being able to power out a Croc on turn 3 and throw the counter on the Vitalist and then swelter away everything except our 5/4. That seems too in line with what we're doing. I really would like to splash this Hoopoe, but I actually think we're doing kind of an interesting big mid-range that I want to try, see if it works. Feral Prowler is another place you can throw Crocodile counters, and we don't care if it gets sweltered. So I like a Prowler here over a Naga. Sixth Sense, maybe we found the place to use it. This is a crime. Really want this Aven to do some work for somebody. Maybe not against us. But yeah, maybe we find a spot for a Sixth Sense in this deck. I don't know. It's not, it's funny, like in blue, this is so valuable because you can get cheap flyers to throw this on, or stuff with inherent evasion. Not as quite as easy to get this going in green. that's my enthusiasm. Hey, you saw me talk about Red Cartouche. I was pretty enthused about that one. Let's get somebody with a fog today. I mean, we can cycle it if it, you know, I like that we can, we'll get him. We're going to get him. And a Stinging Shot. And look, this is good. At least we're reading the table reasonably. I'll go with Companion here over a Stinging Shot or Cheetah. It's a 2-drop. Dies to our Sweltering, but still taking it. Maybe we'll take Cut Crab so that people don't have a Sweltering survivor. Shafet Monitor is where we're at most likely. Obstruction is not good enough. Desert Hold would be fine on the splash. Shafet helps with that. But this is a easy Shafet for us with possible splashes for non-red-green spells in Unquenchable Thirst and Desert's Hold. But monitor me up, please. Possible. Let's keep an eye on a second color. We can abandon red. We have Amonkhet Crasher and Sweltering Suns that don't necessarily play nice together, and then all green cards. So that's a fair point to say. Not only are we not looking at white, but we can look at anything. So that's a good call out. True. Essence Scatter. Yeah, we keep getting reasons to just stick with our core color as we figure it out. I'm inclined to take more ramp or even a Beneath the Sands, but Hope Tender has the bear thing going for it as well. So I like Tender over Beneath. This be mono green. Another thing that could happen is we end up with a couple of, is it Ritualists? The 2/4 for 4 that can tap for 2 of Splash. We could end up with enough of those splashing a Sweltering Suns in a green-black control deck or something. This is a good start. I like the green here. We get a Spider to make us consider that very consideration. But we also get a Magma Spray. And also just get a Cartouche of Strength and stick with our one known for sure color. Spider pretty strong if we're looking to go big and long, but we have not made any foray into black yet. So it really has to be strong enough to pull you off of the good red we do have. But I think we can just take Cartouche. It's good enough. It has the +1/+1 factor. If we do stay in red, we can get something out of Sweltering Suns range. So I'm gonna do it. Now we get a trial. I think the call out that I was a little too locked in my brain to red is fair, but I think the trial does make me want to just close in on it a little more here. Cartouche getting back the trial is good, and this is just straight good removal. 3 mana, 3 damage. But then, like nothing, this is a dead pack, basically. You can take Blur of Blades and try and not play it, or still hedge towards a possible pivot to another color. In that case, I think we want the Lethal Sting. Cut that for now, but maybe we'll get somebody. Ooh, Grind into Dust. This may be worth chasing as a splash if we get things, but we don't just, right now we're in pack 2. Maybe I hedge here. Like, this is a totally reasonable card. So is the Thresher Lizard. Maybe these are the grown-up picks, but this is wildly powerful. And although maybe it's only wildly powerful if you're doing other things to get -1/-1 counters. I think this just wrecks us for one thing. I don't want to let somebody at the table get that. I think these are replaceable enough, and this is splashable and good enough that if we get the Ritualists, we'll play the Grind Dust. So I'm going to take it. But we might not play it. We'll see. Kadu is again a place where we can throw a counter on like a Prowler and have a creature that survives our Wrath effect. We can also just take the Evolving Wilds and set up that splash I'm working on here. Although I'm trying to work the splash on ritualists, not on evolving wilds. I'm going to take the Cadou as a solid contributor to a Suns plan, and it is looking like we'll be red again. Still could switch though. We did pick up this trial. That's a very good card, but if we found black incredibly flowing, we could move to a situation where we're playing the grind and really just splashing the dust side. We can take Gate to the Afterlife, presuming, of course, we're going to get God Pharaoh's gift in the next pack. Probably just want a Ceradon as another red beefy survivor of Sweltering Suns, or we hedge towards the Sting. Since we are looking at a possible grind splash, I think maybe the Sting here is better than a Ceradon or this average bunch of medium stuff. This is a little surprising. Good mummy deck potentially going around here. Here I like a Lizard over the Trick. Unlikely, but it also has the chance to survive a Sweltering Suns as a 4/4. Could even become a 4/4 after I put the Sweltering Suns on the stack. Inciter, kind of interesting, but I think we just want Beneath here. Well, I guess the table is just like, we hear you are not drafting enough magma sprays to make you happy, Ryan. Thanks. Thanks, everyone. Probably means we're just, like, with that, I bet we just end up cutting Beneath, Lethal, Grind, and just we end up being straight red-green here with that. And another Thresher Lizard, but I think I like the Prowler here. It goes well with the Suns because it's a 2-drop we can play ahead of this to be defensive, and then when we cash in our Wrath, we actually get value out of the Prowler from there, and it holds -1/-1 counters really well. I think we're in an okay spot, but could use some oomph for pack 3. Right now our oomph is like Sifter Worm, arguably the Croc, but how about just a Sandworm? If we play enough Haze of Pollens, they can never beat us though, right? How do they deal damage if we just pollen? All right, Combat Celebrant. Here's their Sandworm I'm hoping to get. Nothing else calling here, but Sandworm, Hope Tender, Ramanop Ruins, possibly, although this is not how we want to win a game. And Combat Celebrant, is this good enough for us? If it hasn't been exerted this turn, we can exert it as it attacks. When you do untap all other creatures you control after this phase, there's an additional combat phase. This is hard to get working, honestly, but it doesn't need to do that much to be fine. Often, basically what happens is you exert it and it's going to trade with something. Yeah, and because it does work, so we'll take it. It's not amazing though. Sifter Worm is better for our deck. Paincaster also interesting, but I want another Sifter Worm. That makes me feel good. Having some ramp. This is like a 4-drop ramp spell. its rules text is a bit win more, but it does provide an extra attack. I mean, we're generally willing to play 4 2s for 3, not necessarily happily, especially like I'm not super thrilled with the green trial if you're not ever bouncing it back. You know, a 4-2 token for 3 is not that great. But the floor on Celebrant as a 4-1 for 3 is pretty fine. And then it's kind of second floor is, well, you get to exert it once and it does something. And then its ceiling is like, oh my god, the board is clear and we just win off of the extra attacks we're getting from this card. Desert jumps out at me here over Evolving Wilds. Sixth Sense, another ornery could do. This is interesting, but yeah, I just want Desert. Pick the right colors, I guess. I mean, I don't want. It looks like we're going to wheel something here too. I think we're getting away from that. Although I kind of like the Beneath for the faster Sifter Worms. Wouldn't mind. Don't think we're doing Sixth Sense, although we could put it on a Prowler, I suppose. That seems weird. Companion, maybe. Like, if you're not putting this on your 2-drop, I don't know what the plan is. Probably not playing this. Doesn't seem like what we're up to. Here we can take a Paincaster. Yeah, pretty easily. Doesn't interact well with our sweeper, but not everything is going to. One, two, three, 4. Yeah, we're close to playables. Oh, Spring to Mind is interesting. We did not get any of our friend the 2/4, unfortunately. Take an Evolving Wilds to potentially shore up a splash. But again, I don't think we're splashing here. I think we're just going on the strength of the stuff we have. Here with another Lizard over this. Maybe. I don't know. I guess I'll take Spring. I think Lizard might wheel. And we're thick at 3-drop creatures. Let's take Spring and see. Archer, interesting to me as a 2-drop. That slots nicely. So this is 20. This is 23. I wouldn't hate this as a deck. But I don't like that we're not ever casting the Mind side of this. It's really just a clunky 3-drop ramp spell. So I'd like to... I mean, so is Beneath the Sands in that way, but at least it can cycle. Ronus's Monument is maybe a little more aggro than we are. Especially when there's a Scavenger we could take. This is an interesting pick to me. Battlefield Scavenger as a nice additional 2, or this Monument does allow things like potentially, again, getting more things out of Sweltering Sun's range. What do you think, chat? Do you like a backup 2, or are we aggro enough for monumenting? I mean, cost reduction makes the worms cheaper. That's nice. Croc, you know, we do have some stuff that does get cheaper. I guess I'm gonna take Monument. That's where I was leaning. And then we have Sandworm as a great pickup here late. Now I think I want to cut Spring. It is playable on its own, but we have Beneath, and we're not fixing anything. We have Shafet. Like, I don't know how much of that we want, really. And at what mana. Like, take a Cultivator here, or really... I guess I'll cut something that could kill our Monument. Interesting deck. Don't end up here often as a strategy. Well, in the other two formats. Haven't played this enough to be talking about how often it happens in true Amonkhet Remastered. And an Ornery could do to finish that off. It's so thick at 3, I'm wondering if we play. But actually, I think I would play it over like even a Thresher Lizard. I think this is better for our deck than these random red 3s. So I'm going to take the Kadu and probably run it. Well, friends, I like Watchful Naga, but we're going to take a almost last pick removal spell. And we did get a Sharpshooters to consider. So with the Ronus's Monument, I do want to lean towards green creatures over red creatures, but I think we're already doing that. It's not like, you know, I kind of cut the one red creature I thought was medium. Paincaster, Combat Settlement, we could argue is medium, actually, and cut that. I just think sometimes it does stuff you're happy with. 29, 28, 27, 26. So we got to cut like 3 cards from this. Got to cut some 3s. So again, might as well make it playing into the Monument, I think. Could even cut like the Archer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 drops is not incredible. 6, 7 is a little better. If you keep the Archer to have 6. Crasher is just a hyper aggro card, and we're trying to get there through being bigger. It's too good though, right? This just can win games when it suddenly gives you the right clearance. Maybe we even just cut the Beneath the Sands. Oops. In effect, Ronus's Monument is ramp for us for green creatures. Well, the trigger has to be good. In the case of Ronus's Monument, I think it's good enough if you're aggro, but it does nothing on D, which is the real problem with this card. I still want to try it though. 28, 7, 6, 25. 2 more cuts. 2 more cuts. Maybe I do have to give up one of these red 3s, or possibly just the Sharpshooters. We just jump to the 7s. Any thoughts? My inclination is to find maybe a thing to take out at 3 and something down here. Yeah, I like White Monument, Green Monument, and then I don't know if any of the others are particularly playable. Red, blue, black. Yeah, I don't like red, blue, or black, but I think white is actively good and green is playable. I want to keep the Caduceus because of the Sweltering Suns, Feral Prowler, Ronus's Monument interactions. This is interacting with too much stuff that we have going on. I want to choose one of the, and also same with the Croc. Like the Croc being able to turn 3 on Vitalist is too impressive to me. I'd rather just lose a Sharpshooters. Well, Skadoosh, I mean, we got a. So here's how it went, Skadoosh. We opened on Sweltering Suns, followed with Amonkhet Crasher, had green forever, and almost talked myself out of red. Then we got an early decent, like a third pick trial or something in the second pack, and then we got a super late Magma Spray, and like okay, but we're heavy green, light red, you know. So I don't know how the Magma Spray made it to us, like with 4 picks in the pack or 3 or something like that. Anyway, sorry, 28, 27, 26, 25. I like cutting. I'm going to cut Combat Celebrant. I actually think Crasher is just a little better for what the deck might be trying to do. Paincaster also doing some very specific things. And I'm going to cut Sharpshooters. I think this is going to be, let's get on with it. We need a little more than that, though. 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I like this. 14, 15, 16, 17. That looks good. Well, I like your first pick red card better than ours, but we'll do what we can. I don't think we can really beat a Glorybringer. We don't have much in green. I guess we get something really big and then cartouche it. Anyway, let's go to decks and import. Oh, of course, I'm always at my darn deck limit. Let's see, we're not playing this. I'm going to cut it. Oh, wait, cancel. No. That's not what's going on here. Don't care if that's a common. Combat Celebrant. I'm going to go with our read that we don't really want that one in this deck. We might want a Sharpshooter, and that's not even a rare. Just cutting the rares I don't want to craft. And Grueling draft, sure. And I like it. All right. It's Razor maybe for science, but for one match I'll say no, and then if we decide that we need to go put Celebrant back in and craft it, I will. But I like cutting. I do like our Crasher better anyway. So all right, who's up first? Tron, did you say you're ready? Hat. Or it was Norbert and Hat are my 2 yeses. So I guess I'll start with that. All right. Let's see who I come across first. There's Norbert. Norbert's up. Here, I'll go. I'll even put myself on a clock. me update this stuff. Let's see, we are 00. And amazingly, we are indeed AKR best of 3. Trial ahead of our cartouches is nice. Brawler on 3 is fine. Sifter to head towards is fine. Probably play one desert and be prepared to cycle the other. I cut the Lazy Sarah and the Celebrant, Combat Celebrant. Argument for actually just holding both. I mean, with we have 3 basics. Do we want to hold both deserts and maybe cycle them? And there's a Sifter Worm. I'm gonna play one. There's the cartouche we want after the trial. I'm not going to play the second, though. I'm going to at least be that greedy. We can find a spot to slide it in if we don't cycle it. Although, frankly, I should just cycle it now if that's the plan. Yeah, I think I'm in for that. And might just trial that Avenger. Prowler could be just a card, but let's go ahead and let's get the card. Let's get our Brawler going. We can trade 3 if Norbert wants. Making the offer. On crop, that's going to eat the trial. Passed a couple of those, so I'm expecting Norbert is... oh, sorry, I thought trial was dealt 4. It only deals 3. A boo. So maybe we need to exert and then cartouche. But I do want to trial first, so maybe we trial the Avenger after... We'll do an exert and see if they even just want to trade. Start with exert brawl, and that's kind of what I was expecting there. I'm going to trial the Avenger though, so we can re-trigger it. Don't know why I got 4 from that. Maybe it's like the 4-2 on the green trial or something. Talk drop. Don't have the second white for the attendant yet, looks like. We can cartouche the talk crop, but we can't cartouche the champ without losing our dude. We don't want to do that. I think the play here is actually Prowler, cartouche Prowler, kill talk crop. And then maybe even block and trade for the champ. Get us to the Sifter Worm that should get us some life back and stabilize. Can also consider just taking 4 and having 5 on the crackback. Norbert's let us know that you're not going to have attendant mana this turn. And again, Sifter Worm coming up on being able to get us some life back. I think I like our racing situation here. I'm going to say no blocks. Norbert also has to come up with something that doesn't die to trial, or we get in for 5 to... plus. Well, 2 for wanting to get rid of another champ. I like... I'm gonna exert Hoodie and attack with Prowler. If Norbert wants to eat the Prowler, we get the Magma Spray finish. And maybe Norbert thinks we're just going to do the trial finish. I could, given that the trial is known, though, maybe I'm fancy playing it here, and we should just kill it and hit for 5, and then know that we get to worm next turn. I think that's probably the grown-up play. Didn't exert because I didn't need to. In general, my heuristic is if only exert if it's what's required to get the creature through. A-boo. Another Prowler, but we're going to see what the worm brings. That is unfortunate, but it's fortunate that we get to scry away 3 lands, but you like to have a guaranteed life gain here, but we don't. But in the scrying away 3 lands department, that's all right. Now let's just hit our other Sifter Worm. Ready? No problem. Other Sifter Worm on top. Not another Sifter Worm, but we did get some life out of it, so not the absolute worst possible. And removal on Sifter Worm doesn't kill us. I'm going to keep aggro with the Prowler here. I suppose removal plus pump does, so maybe we're taking a risk here, but also got to kill him, right? Well, there's the removal part. Show me the pump. How do we want to do this now? Probably still need to attack. 5, we have 7 mana, so we get 2 life back, plus still being able to play both of these things. Keep that on the attack, play this Prowler to absorb a counter, and then we have 2 left over for the life gain, sacking the worm. Yeah, I guess counter on the worm is the sensible thing, sorry. I'm just enamored with the idea of prowling it, but we're totally chumping with the Prowler anyway, is the bottom line of that. But it's got trample, so that was just a punt. Oops. If it didn't have trample, it wouldn't matter, but it does have trample, so it actually matters. Hornet Queen! Well, Luis and Marshall were talking about how this is one of the better cards in the format that they added. So now we're looking for... Yeah, we need our Wrath. We got our Wrath. We got our Wrath. We just need to find it. And the champ will help, right? Hey! Clean living, folks. Clean living. Always with the clean living. Can we get the champ dead? We might just be dead anyway, though, because we're still in trouble to the on crop. So it's funny that we got here. I guess these 2 survive and we can threaten a trade. So, so we're good. We'll just run it. No reason to attack either. The only thing he could have attacked with is the champ and chose not to. Actually, we'll offer this now that we have this, because I'll double block here. Right, 5. Well, maybe we don't want to do that. Yeah, trample damage. So I'll stay back. I'm going to be... we're trying to turn in the corner here. I shouldn't be greedy with an attack there. I don't want to lose to a piece of removal. Any attacks here? Not really. We're going to try and ping from a distance here. I'm in the wrong spot. Let's get down here, and then I can give you this.
Archer. Archer? Archer. Archer! Archer! What? God!
A lot here depends on what Norbert has drawn. If that 3/3 attacks, basically, probably have to assume we're dead. Yeah. Need help? So close. But I think we did. I guess make him block. Nice top deck to give us a chance, but it was not enough. We got outdrawn after the Wrath, after the bomb. We're playing best of 3, though, so did I give myself sideboarding options that matter? We have some flying here that could be relevant, so like maybe we bring in our sharpshooters given the flying we saw and cut... yeah, Haze of Pollen. Trouble is, it keeps all the Death Touchers alive. If it was one of the fog effects where our stuff got to win, then... tricking Norbert into, quote, trading a bunch of Hornet Queen tokens and then, haha, we actually get them. That would be worth it to me, but I don't... It's not going to salvage that situation, unfortunately. So I'm going to leave that out. Maybe this is a Sixth Sense situation. Combat damage, so we can't, like, put this on a Firebrand Archer or anything. It does have cycling. It just doesn't... It's cycling 3. And if I thought that the fog effect would actually had more of a chance to be relevant, you could run it. But I think most of the time we're just cycling that for 3, and that doesn't seem worth it. Well, we did all this because we wanted best of 3 to be able to navigate. I mean, I guess I brought in the sharpshooters. We just don't have a lot to work with. So I'm going to bring in sharpshooters, and I'm going to cut... Could even cut, like... I don't want to cut any of our big end, though. Guess we could cut a Kadoo. All right. Hope Tender Exerting to get an early Shafet cycle could get us going here. We're going to keep. Kadoo is going to do its Prowler thing eventually, but I'm going to start with the Shafet Monitor plan. Something had to give, true. It's not terrible. It's just, it's maybe maybe it's worth a wild card to experiment with. See if it's better than the one I left in. But let's go boom, boom. Exert to do this. And then cycle for our red. Well, now we can, regardless of land, 2 spell next turn. With land, we can decide how we want to, and I like Prowler, could do Shrinking Prowler, or we can just go Bitter. I guess this makes the most power on board. It spreads out our attack a little more to go like could do even onto the Tender. We could go do Archer, you know. Get 5 power out, and not. But Hope Tender can start attacking also. I'm gonna go with Sharpshooters here. The potential problem is they come up with specifically compulsory rest. You know, 1 single removal spell to nullify 5 mana is not a bargain for us. Go ahead and run this out. And I'm going to go ahead and offer this trade. Probably not going to take it. We have too much threat of activation. Okay, they like the trade. That's fine. Must mean there's another one in the wings. With 1, 2... We can get 1, 2, 3... We can get 7 mana if we want. Let's use it. Let's do it. We did pass a White Wrath, right? Oh, God. Send that. Well, you know, make them think. There's pump team stuff. Not blocking anything. Yeah, oh, you can Archer though. You can have Archer again.
Archer. 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 What? God.
Trial plus any of our creatures for the champ. And trade any of them straight up for the Tender. So I'm going to swing away. I think we survive crackbacks here. Yeah, I should have kept the O2 back. It'll trade for something eventually, but it could have done so next turn. This is what I wanted, though. I'm trying to suggest to Norbert that we have something that pumps the entire team, but I could have left that back to eat a chump, to chump for a card for sure. I got what I wanted, which is a dead champ. Now things are looking grim. Hooray, grimness. Looking unlikely that we're going to get there. Good job, Norbert. I guess we need like a sifter worm, finding another sifter worm to give us a big life cushion, and then swelter to clear out the non-angel stuff. I mean, we're not dead, but we need, it's like last chance. Norbert needs to have no action, and we need to immediately find our stacked deck type cards, you know? That's encouraging, that we at least kept the attacks off the ground. I don't know why Norbert didn't send the Avenger. Maybe we'll find out. But maybe it just didn't want to give me a card off the Prowler, and that if we fail to draw extra, the Flyers just get us. That may be the philosophy there. To keep it. I clearly don't have a thing to stop the 2-turn clock, so more likely to win. It doesn't change the clock and just gives me an extra card. So I actually, now that I've talked it through, I like the play from Norbert. And here's again problem with this is the other playable monument. The white one is actively good. This one is playable, but it is only good when you're aggro. So whenever you're stomping with Aronis's monument and think it's incredible, this is how it balances out, because it's a useless top deck in any spot where you're not being aggro. So we'll give a good game and see if I can't crush a hat. But it is so powerful if you can get it out on 3, the green monument. If you green monument on 3 and then curve out with creatures, especially green creatures that have been made cheaper, it's tough to lose. So you're just trading, but you're trading it for the top deck case there that's not wonderful. All right, I love playing best of 3. We could consider, I guess if we thought we were in a racing situation, we might want that Mythic. You want to put it back in? We can give it a try. You even try it over the kudzu. I really like the Kudu. I like how the Kudus interact, but we could try it. What is it called? Is it a champ of something? No. It's a red. Wait. Someone's going to type it in chat before I remember. I know. Fervent? Is it Fervent? No, that was the knight that we just saw there. Combat. Celebrant, that's right. I was coming up with champ when it was Celebrant. Man, I thought that would be easier to find. But combat is too much of a rules word. What? I have to spell the word? Oh, right. I need to craft it. But so I need to show quantities over 0. Thank you. That was the whole point. We didn't craft it. So let's go ahead and give it a try. And what do I want to cut for it? I wish there was a top level show uncollected. I feel like I shouldn't have to go in filters for that. It's so common that we're looking for stuff we don't have. But we can give up the Crasher. I guess I'll start with the Crasher in the board. We'll just try replacing it with that red creature instead. For now. And let's take on the hat. Good game, Norbert. Nice deck. You took some of my sweet action. I want that Hornet Queen. I got stupid Sifter Worms. You got Hornet Queens. Okay, looks good here. We're going to start on the Vitalist to try and head towards these worms and 2-spell on 3. Initiate's Companion also ramps technically, so we could consider that, but let's see what Hat shows here. Like, seeing white. Well, with the Sheltered Thicket, we don't actually have... we don't actually have a guaranteed 2-spell turn 3 anyway, so I am going to go Companion. All right. Thicket tapped, play Vitalist, but we'll offer this trade. Heck, if Hat thinks this is important. Again, still, even if I played the Thicket, we're not getting... well, actually, we could have. I could have gotten the Paincaster out if I'd played the Thicket, but was not expecting a no block, to be honest. I will untap Creature. And yeah, we can just threaten to block instead. And we'll go Vitalist for the Rampage. And that's the other thing, I kind of like Vitalist here over the Paincaster on ramp potential anyway. Basic land lets us Prowler and Paincaster next turn. It's a decent bear if you're going to be a little aggro about things. Now we're going to be a little aggro with the Companion here, see if we can't get it in for damage, but I'm going to play the Prowler first. So that if we do, or maybe I'll play the Paincaster first. That's the one I really want to cast. And if Companion connects, we'll play the Prowler. Not surprised to see a counter. That was in some ways there to draw that out, but now we'll offer Companion again. If we don't find land, we're going to have to cycle the Sandworm here. Go Prowler, cycle Sandworm. We do have land. It's a desert. Might do it both. Might do it anyway. So we have 7 drops to go for, so we might as well use this for the cycling side. And make sure we get to these 7s. And yeah, I am going to just play the desert tapped and march towards 7 mana here. Fun! Gotta give a nice for that. Sifter Worm has trample at least, so that's our big plan. All right, Worm. We don't have any more 7 drops to find for super life, but let's find something on top and try to find a way to win this crazy game. I guess we got to keep the spray. Get that Steward of Solidarity out of here. Don't need more land right now, so we're going to do that. I don't like triple bottom when I have a solid Steward of Solidarity that needs to die. Wait a second. Wait a second. Something's wrong here. Well, I'm gonna try and eat a token here. And we're gonna spray the Steward right quick. More important than getting rid of another Temmet. I'm not going to make the same mistake, but I do want to make sure that we don't have any enchantment removal that I'm not thinking about, because that would be a reason to not put the counter there, but I don't think we do. Yeah, nothing in here deals with an enchantment directly, so we'll go ahead and counter up the worm, make the proper play this time. Cast out on the Cadou leaves Sifter Worm doing work if we can survive. Hard not to be, isn't it, Dirt Sleep? It's right there in the name. Good question. Yeah, it would. It's a copy with everything except the cost. Another Cadou, but we'll play the worm first and try to gain some more life. And try to stabilize. Okay. All good. I think just an order of size makes sense to me here. Although we could put, with the Cadou, we could put like Croc. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 currently. So yeah, Croc plus Cadou, they can both, we can cast both of them. I'm not going to cycle this, we're just going to play a big creature. Only get 4 life here, but I'd rather 2 spell than just get an extra couple life. That's my thinking. Although, good point is that 6 mana gets us a Vitalist on defense and 7 mana doesn't. So I'm going to get extra life and single spell with the 6 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we could attack and it would die, but then we have the 6/5. I guess we have to make Hat use some resources on block. We can't just sit here taking 2 a turn and then eventually an Afflict. Like, Afflict has us at a virtual 11. So we need to be aggressive just because we can't sit here and let Hat attack us a few times in a row and that's it. And at least our dude has trample. Crocodile Rock. We're going to throw this on the Vitalist because it's going to be tapped, and then the Prowler can threaten to both eat a 1/1 or trade for a card. Actually, I have to throw a couple around anyway, so we'll throw 1 on the Prowler. Are we just dead if we send this big crew? We're 10-9, and then like 8-7-6. We're at a virtual 6 based on these 2, and then 2 blockers prevents this and this, but we go 5-4, and I'm gonna risk it. Again, we have to be aggro here to win, so I'm just going to keep sending our big stuff and hope we have enough to block and hope that we don't get go-wided out of this one. It does create some must blocks for Hat as well. I mean, that's a lot of damage. Anointer Priest coming back and making 2 of itself, though, is going to be a lot of life as well. But it's all we got. I mean, I don't love our chances, but it's all we've got is naked aggression here. With some defense. And yeah, especially with the Naga and the Prowler back to block, we're sending everything but the Powerless. And then dropping a hoodie. Yeah, Anointer Priest does some stuff. This is a lovely, sweet deck from Hat. This is often difficult to make work, but this is how you do it with some of the heavy token makers. And this is... The Anointer Priest is the kind of the life engine that helps you actually extend this and get the value from it long game. At a virtual 3 because of Spellweaver Eternal and an unblockable 3/3 legendary token there. But if Hat is out of action, we could come up with this one. And to get the 2 points from the Spellweaver Eternal, we at least get our Prowler card. You know, why did he do that? Well, because it was 5 mana, gain 4 life, right? Non-land would have been nice. We're taking. So now we're dead. Yeah, an untapped, a vigilant blocker effectively. So we send in with 7 trample, let's say that gets blocked by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they blocks all the trample. Blocks are 6, 5. And then we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think we're there unless he's got something else we're going to send in. But my math says we've got it unless this card in hand is something relevant. Right, we are dead to the 5, 2 here, 3 here. We're dead on the crackback, so we don't have many choices, but I thought I would actually do the math and see what I thought our chances were, and they look good. Oh, he found a survival. Yeah, I just got to take the 7. Good job, Hat. I thought we kind of had lethal, but Hat at least found a way to stay alive. Good work. Maybe that means I was supposed to just natural attack with Hoodie B, but then I guess Hoodie B trades with Spellweaver, and that's not good either. Yeah, Wrath of God, it would be the day I was having, right? That's my first win on the day. Literal first game win on the day. We're closing in on quitting time, and I got my first game win. I might... You know what, gang? I don't know if we have much sideboarding. I guess there could be some flyers here to bring in to do this swap again. But I could use a quick bio break to get to the finish line. So I'm going to let this sideboarding expire, and I'll be right back to finish the match. I'm going to keep this. It's not great. We can cycle the desert on 2, and then we have a Shafet monitor cycle on 4. Interesting. Yeah, the Crasher and the 4-1 that we put in instead. Basically, this has a Ronus' monument in it and Swelter of the Suns, which is why a normal all-star like the Crasher is actually just a maybe for our deck. What a show-off. As if I did anything. Let's take out the Mummy. We could stop extra damage with the Entangler, but although I didn't, yeah, I guess he's doing enough with the zombie token stuff that Mummy could be good here. I'm gonna take out the Binding Mummy. Really wanted to find something to do here on 3. I suppose I could cycle. What do we have in the 1-drop land that's not just the Magma Spray, right? Yeah, so nothing to cycle to, but we will cycle. I'll play Forest here. We'll take 1 smack. And, well, multiple smacks, because right now we're on Cycle Chafet Monitor as our next play, which doesn't prevent any damage. I may, we're closing on noon, but yeah, if I could take another break and throw some food in me, I would maybe play a 3rd match. So let's look at that, but let's start, see how we do in this one. Maybe I just want to go crawl in a hole here. Paincaster, you would have been an excellent option for last turn, I must say. Excellent option. In fact, it probably is the option now, and with Sifter Worm, I'm just going to play... We got 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we get 1 more land, we'll have Sifter Worm mana, so I'm going to go Sheltered Thicket, ETB tapped, and Paincaster to set up, trying to take out this Entangler. But we saw how open red seemed, right? So perhaps that's what Hat is up to here. No activated abilities even. So now I just kind of want to use it as removal. So we'll take out Fanbearer. Take out Fanbearer and then could even potentially use it to remove something else. I mean, another Cartouche. Sad to have to use it that way, but I think that's... I'm on Cartouche now, Monitor, then Worm, if we find our 7th land. And I guess Fanbearer is pretty darn good against Beef, so I'm going to take out Fanbearer. The desert may have a hold on this Paincaster, but it can still fight. But Razor, even the active best 2 of 3, I find good. You know, like, even just having a chance to let your deck play out from both sides of the darn board. I mean, it's so frustrating to be like, I'm aggro. Oh, I'm on the play. I'm on the draw 3 times, and I lost 3 times to aggro, right? Like, that's frustrating in and of itself. Well, it comes to this. Let's get some life. Let's get some life. Let's start some fights. I don't think we need a Hope Tender. I'm going to drop these both and try to find powerful action. We do have Croc plus Cartouche next turn, throwing the Croc Pain anywhere but on our active stuff. That's got trample already. Does this give trample? Yeah, I'm going to put this on the Croc so it gets trample. And I take out the Entangler, I guess. Zealously losing in his own way. All right. I came up with a match win today. Nice to get off the schneid here and remind myself of what it is to come out ahead in a Magic match. I will play again. Let me go get a little snack and talk amongst yourselves about who is going to be my third opponent. Norbert or Hat can pick up one of the spare decks, or if there was somebody who drafted and is now able to play, I'd be down with that as well. White Cartouche off the top is your way out to just have enough blockers. Yeah. Good game, Hat. Anyway, I'm just gonna get a little snack, and while team chat figures out who is the next champion, okay? You mean red cartouche? Hat? Falter? Red cartouche is the falter effect, right? So what's up? Am I battling Hat or Norbert? Ah, Chimero is able to play. Awesome. Gotta prevent Cheeto fingers. All right, this looks like it's in the right direction. Go ahead and play this. Have I ever had cheesies? No. These are hot, spicy hot Cheetos. Vitalist for 2 spell next turn. Or maybe we don't care. Well, it's 1 power either way. Let's do it. And also, Vitalist is a good, wears a counter nicely. Hoodie B attack for 1. Kind of like that. If Hoodie can get through as a 3-2, great. If not, we can get up to a 5-4. And you can see 5-4 matters here. Prowler or Vitalist? I guess Vitalist, because it's the one least likely to actually be involved in combat, whereas we do want to trade off the Prowler. Maybe 1 power matters there somehow. Whereas I'm not looking to put the Vitalist in harm's way at all, with Worm on the horizon. Suns is interesting, but we're going to wait and do that when we get the Hoodie B to be a 4 toughness. And for now, I'll play the Prowler because we'll swelter away another Prowler, no problem. But no good attacks really beyond that. Hopefully, Chimero plays some additional 3 or less toughness creatures here, and we have a nice blowout waiting. To do it next turn would slow us on Sifter Worm, but like if we get, it seems like too valuable not to do it here. All we're really giving up is the Vitalist. We get cards off the 2 Prowlers, and our other 2 creatures survive, and we take, it effectively becomes a 2-for-1 that cashes in some of our Prowlers, so I really like it, doing it here. Milling me, that's unusual. I don't know if that's Chimero's game plan here, but unless it's your game plan, I like cycling that. I'm going to assume it's Chimero's game plan. Combat Celebrant dropping on this board after we swelter away everything could be pretty good. But that, it does start with sweltering here after we brawl. I'm going to send in the Brawler, see if they want to make a trade. If not, though, or maybe even if so, kind of wish I could exert the Brawler without attacking. You know, can I just make it a 5-4 that's not in harm's way? But yeah, let's offer the Kudu, and if they also take the Amonkhet trade, that's fine. And send full, not the Vitalist, that's too telegraphed. And Feral Prowler, yeah, I guess we send it all. If we're for sure going to swelter, we send it all. But there's one way in which it gives them 4 life by giving them a baleful block like that. It's okay, though. It also encouraged that block so that we get away with what we want, which is wiping their board. Yeah, exactly. Helped compel them not to block the brawler at all, and to not block the Kadu with any sort of actual power. Finding a land also amazing. Turns out, like, yeah, because now we get to actually follow with the celebrant as well. No, my last cut of the deck was the Combat Celebrant, and this time we decided to try the Combat Celebrant instead of the 3/2 Amonkhet Crasher. I like it. I'm going to go ahead and do it. We get a Hoodie B back for a second attack. This is what usually happens with the card. It trades, but it gives you some value along the way. The worm is turned. If we send 3/4, currently they don't even have the power to kill the Kadu. I'm assuming there'll be a cycle here that does let it kill the Kadu, but then we have Sifter Worm just waiting to drop after. So we're gonna pressure with the 3/4 and then drop the hammer with the worm. Sure. Can't even remember what that Planeswalker does, but let's assume the Planeswalker on top is going to be just fine. This is a read when you have to stream. Double striking Sifter Worm? That might be alright.
You are not worthy.
But how about just smoothing to the face?
My blades will always strike true.
So, Zombie Lord, blue-black cycling. Glad I kind of gacked that cycling payoff card. Flyer. Definitely have some flyers going on. I think I like bringing in Sharpshooter, dropping a Kadu. I like the rest of it, though. I think we stick after that change. I'm not sure which 3-drop red creature is best here. Looks good. I've seen better. We got a bunch of 1 toughness. Gonna have to try and trade its archer off for the mummy, and then drop the caster. Gonna be greedy and pitch a mountain. Although I guess since I'd be cycling the sandworm to get land anyway, I'm just gonna pitch the sandworm. Seems pretty far off.
Archer.
Archer? Archer. Archer! Archer! What? God!
This is the trade I wanted. I want to do this so we can get our Paincaster down without losing it, so we're going to take it. Or try to take this trade. Strong comeback in game 2 from Chimero here. I'm going to play a Desert Tapped. Well, we don't have any of our 7s. Maybe I still look to cycle that. Samut can take out the flyer or whatever, but then it just dies to the follow. Yeah, Tim's just too powerful. 3 mana for a creature that throws 1 damage round to any target is just too disruptive and limited. It cuts off entire avenues of game design. You basically can't make 1 toughness creatures that you don't want to die to that thing, right? That one makes you have to work for it. Yeah, I'm gonna go Brawler, but be a little bit greedy with the Desert. We still might cycle that Desert. Could use a Magma Spray. See, and we're not... Maybe I'm too high on the Ronus' Monument. It keeps showing up when it's not very useful. I've really romped with this card, and maybe I'm getting a little best case about it and not acknowledging how often it is a sad top deck in a defensive situation. Good enough to run, but yeah, I mean, it's just it just hits you in the nuts sometimes. It says, ha ha. We could cycle this. Maybe I need to cycle this and look for something to do. And then we play the Monument if there's nothing better. All right. Yeah, not out of this yet. This Aven Kraken for 3 a turn is going to be a problem. But if we can get even... we're going to have 6 mana. If we get even like a Kadu or something, we could play the Kadu on defense and Samut. So, hoping for a 3 or less mana green creature that can block a mummy. Slither is now a clock. Not the draw we were looking for. Not at all. But now we just have to use this as some life gain and some removal.
True heretics will feel the bite of my blades.
Rocket believes he's stopping them, I'm sure.
was trained for this.
Well, still bought us a little time.
I have witnessed enough destruction already.
Well, your story arc went quick. Gonna throw Tender in front of the mummy and hope we find magma spray off the top to give us one more turn of life. No, Mountain says no such luck. More flying, kind of a tempo aggro black blue, interesting build. Well, it's got some defensive stuff in it too. Maybe it's more establish a foothold and then sneak in the damage. I still like the swap we made before. Do I see anything else we would make because of being on the play? I mean, there's the Crasher. We could get more aggro with it. Given the 1-5, maybe Crasher is even better than, like, even the Chafette monitor is not doing much for us. This is better when you're actually splashing, so cycling to get a splash matters. I think I'd kind of cut the Chafette monitor. Mostly I've been spending 6 to make a 6-5, so I'm gonna try this. I'm even tempted to try the 6th Sense. Maybe I will. But over what? Maybe over this monument that's not working for me. I'm gonna try this. Pretty easy keep. A little bit of a nombo to have Crasher and Vitalist with this Sweltering Suns, but still an easy keep. Hoodie B, also tempting. But I'm going to go Crash in here. Although maybe we do Hoodie B, and then Crasher next turn if we need to can take out a blocker. Well, Gadanmore says Crasher first, but don't you like Hoodie B with blocking Hasty Crasher next turn? I think I like that. Yeah, so now we could also go for Exert the Brawler, Cartouche, and potentially set up a Swelter ahead of running out our Crasher. But I think I'm gonna run out Crasher, exert it, and not exert the Brawler. Then next turn, exert the Brawler to get it through, and Cartouche. That's my plan. Cartouche is a fight, not a punch, so if we fight the Amonkhet, it does give Chimero 3 life, but we're okay with that. If they double block, yeah, that would have been a decent double block, but I would have accepted that as well. We just drop the sharpshooters and we're still nice on board. In fact, you can make an argument to just do that anyway. We just play the sharpshooters and keep bashing in. We have Crasher plus Cartouche next turn, basically eliminating 2 blockers. So I've changed my mind. I'm just going to play out our 4-4. And I think with the Cartouche and a re-exertion of the Crasher, we have enough. Or it's at least a nice threatening turn that's worth running that line. Samut. Putting the moot in Samut. If we give sharpshooters double strike, or we can just kill this. I like kill this, make this not able to block, and then there's just no good blocks here. I guess it's similar to the Cartouche play. Yeah, we can just kill the life linker. That's even better. Yeah. Same basic thing. Kill something with 3 power and 2 toughness and then get through with everything else.
Press the attack.
Bird both can't, you know, we have reach to protect Samut and whoa! Are we gonna beat a Scarab God? We're beating the Scarab God like the only way that you can. Which is just having enough of a board presence to get it done. Wow. All right then. Well, I didn't update my record at all because I lost the thread on that, but I think we ended up 2-1. Is that right? Or 1-2? 2-1, right? Yeah, because I managed to come up with a victory against Hat and then got utterly destroyed the Scarab God. You know, that's how good we are. Really, we got the win right before the corner would have been turned there with that monster of a card. Good times, though. Thank you for doing that with me. I did enjoy the best of 3. Again, not even... there was some sideboarding tech we deployed, but even just having 3 games with which to try and figure out what your opponent is doing and make it work was pretty fun here. I am going to call it a stream, I think. I still don't know what they're going to do to replace Quick Draft. So maybe we'll do a Quick Draft tomorrow after the Gauntlet. Or maybe some Monster Train. But I think I am going to take the afternoon here and get some real lunch instead of Cheetos. And try to be productive. Be productive. Anybody want to raid captain up a raid target? If not, I'm going to choose. But first we'll say thanks to YouTube friends for watching that one. Always fun to play against chat. Good games, and thanks to everybody who participated in the draft and gave me some game time there. That was nice of you. Appreciate it.